Hey Pod Squad, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about crystals because it's my show and I can yell about whatever I want.
Mind of the Meanie, Mrs. Meanie round and Tracy Roots got something to say. Hey, hey, hey.
Who's going to stop me? The blue meanie? I'm going to show you my entire collection while I talk about some things that I forgot to talk about during the video. So, pardon my mispronunciation on some of the crystal names. Words are weird, and they're even weirder if you've never heard anybody say them out loud. You'll get over it. My outfit, makeup, and lighting might vary slightly in some parts. I would like to invite you to mind your own business about it. I am obligated to inform you that healing crystals are not a substitute for visiting an actual real-life medical professional. This video is for decorative entertainment purposes only. All opinions in this video are my own and do not reflect the opinions of Brian Heffron, Joshua Cherniff, respectively. Thank you. And that's that. Now back to your regularly scheduled programming. Alright, so we're going to talk about crystals today. I love crystals, and we're going to talk about them. Come along for the crystal journey. No? Fine. Alright, let's get into it. So, I'm going to try to talk to you about this like a regular human being. I'm gonna try my best not to get too hippy-dippy on you. I don't want to scare you away. I also don't want to recruit you to some kind of like crystal cult. Although, if you want to start one, I have a ton of rocks. Seriously, I have an absurd amount of crystals. But we're going to talk about how to buy them, where to buy them, how not to get fooled. There's a ton of gift-giving holidays coming up, and crystals are such a great gift for like every age range, and we're going to talk about all of that. So this is going to be a great like gift-giving guide. You can also buy them for yourself, or you could just buy them for somebody because you're thinking of them, because this might be June now and YouTube is forever. So, but we're going to talk about my collection. We're going to talk about all my favorite pieces. Also, I really don't have any idea what I'm talking about. So, like, don't listen to anything that I have to say. As far as what each stone means, I don't know offhand. I cannot tell you what they're for offhand. That's something that I personally still Google. Like, I've been into crystals for a couple years now, and like, there really is a crystal for everything. For luck, for love, for dreaming, for anxiety, for stress, what have you. If there's a stone for everything, and I don't know what's for what. Like, I still look it up, and that's okay. Yeah, I'm not going to get hippy-dippy on you, although I should say, first off, I'm not sure, because these, certainly healing crystals are a thing. I don't know if these work. I don't know if they're magic. I feel like it's no different than taking allergy medicine from the dollar store. Does it work? Are you pretending that it works? If you're pretending that it works, isn't that working? So I want to say that like right off the bat. Certainly there's some type of energy exchange with rocks because, I mean, quartz runs watches. Think about it. Like, there's frequencies and energies that you can't see that you can feel. I mean, I'm more intuitive when it comes to stones, but like I said, I'm not gonna get hippy dippy on you, I promised. Some other examples that I like to mention when talking about like energies and whether or not you believe. Just imagine like when it rains or when it snows, everything feels like the outside feels different. Like when it snows, everything's kind of like muffled, you know, like that's the thing. Or like, you know how days have feelings? I know this sounds like nuts, but like when it's Friday and you're like, man, it feels like a Sunday. That's energy. That's a thing. That's a thing. When you take a shower, don't you feel, we always say, oh, I feel like a new man. Like, no, like that is what me and Meanie say to each other. It's funnier when I say it because I'm not. But you take a shower, you're like cleansing your energies. That's totally a thing. Allow me this one hippy dippy moment. You're dealing with energies all the time, whether you think about it or not, you know? And now it's like it's a weird time. It's a weird time. And, you know, I started to get into crystals because of stress and anxiety. And that's really what they're good for. And I gotta tell you, whether or not you believe in that, like, crystal energy, like these, okay, we're gonna talk about these. I have a couple of these. Actually, this one's mine. This one's pyrite, and it looks gold. We'll talk about that. Fool's gold. That one's mine. This one is Meanie's. His is blue goldstone. Do I have, let me see my light. So, let me get the fingerprints off of it. And this is just like an LED light. You can get these like anywhere. So this is Meanie's thumbstone. His, of course, is blue. Well, he had a tiger's eye one and he dropped it and he broke it. These are fragile. But his is large for his large hand. These are called worry stones or worry stone, fidget stone, thumb stone. I like the ones with the print in them. And it really, like, you can get any, you know, stone, you know, some might feel better in your hand than others. Just the way that they're, like, tumbled in the shape of them. But thumbstones are awesome to have in your pocket. I keep mine in my pocket all the time. They're great for traveling. They're great for, I keep mine in my stadium bag. So when we go to like football games and you're like stressed watching your team, you want your favorite wrestler to win their match, like, because whether or not you believe in crystal healing, you can believe that it feels so good to have something in your hand. I love giving these as gifts, especially to non-believers, because everybody likes something to have in their pocket. And then they take it out and they think about you. Here's this rock. Think about me. Right? Like, I think it's a sweet gift. And it's good for kids when they're studying or they got a big test. Thumbstones are my favorite. So, look into that first off. I think I launched like too far ahead of myself. First off, let's talk about where to buy. I have bought crystals all around the world. And the thing is, you know, we travel a lot for wrestling. And when you travel for wrestling, I don't think people understand that a lot of times it's airport, hotel, venue, and reverse. Like, there's no, you know, people are like, oh, you're gonna be in Chicago, go have this pizza or whatever. No, we are trapped in our venue, we are trapped in our hotel. There's no, now I'm trying to find places to go buy crystals, and so now we're getting out into these cities where we usually wouldn't we've gone to WrestleCade however many years in a row in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And the whole time we were in this incredible arts district and we wouldn't have any clue, but it gets us out into the world, and it's probably one of my favorite things about collecting rocks and crystals is visiting different stores really around the world. So you can Google search, you can do a search for metaphysical, new age, any kind of like hippie stores usually have crystals. There's all kinds of, you can even search like minerals, rocks, minerals, fossils, because some rock stores are just rock stores and there's no, magic to it. It's just like, here's some minerals. And I'm way okay with that too. So, also, oh my God, you guys, I want to tell you the best place to get crystals. You're not even going to believe this. Like, for real. The best place to get crystals in real life, HomeGoods, TJ Maxx, Marshalls. Any of those types of stores, check in their HomeGoods area. Like, check where they have like the decorative stuff, because some of my biggest honkinest pieces, this is amethyst. It's a little dusty. This is a big honkin' hunk of amethyst. This came on a wooden base, but I pulled it off. Whatever. Celestite, look at this. Look at this. Celestite, so very much selenite. Here's a big candle holder. This, I believe, came in a bundle of 3. This is selenite. Selenite's very popular. Very strong. Here's this guy, Big Red Machine. Big Red McKine. Look at that. You can see his face through it. Look at it. It's magic. So spooky. Look at, you can see our faces through it. Look at that. We're looking at you through our selenite. Not sure what this is. Of course, like, now you're not going to be able to see it. Let me... Nope. So just to make it worse. No! Oh! There we go. This might be calcite. I'm not sure what it is. I like it. It looks snowy. It looks icy. I think it's calcite. I'm not really quite sure. Could be a quartz. I don't know. Some of my biggest pieces came from HomeGoods or Marshalls, and cheap. They price it size-wise, I think. Most of these were under $30. Like, most, if not under $20, because I'm, like, super cheap. But, and, like, check these stores very often because their stock changes. And I wonder if, like, people have caught on that, because I never see the same stones, like, twice when I go in there. But they always have big honkin' specimens. You might go in and there might be like all amethyst or all agates. Agate. Agate. It's a weird word and I don't like it. Check those stores frequently because their stock changes very often. And I think people know, like, when you see something, grab it. But if you really want to, like, wow somebody with a gift and not spend a whole lot of money, go to Marshall's, HomeGoods, TJ Maxx, check them out. Like, they have big honkin' specimens all the time. I have struck out. I have gone and seen nothing. Go back. Like, go every couple weeks. I like to go and check out TJ Maxx, Home Goods, Marshalls. I'll just go wander around and check out their rocks. But that is my, like, big tip. Oh, so that's another thing. When you're buying in real life, more like within the last couple years, I noticed that Target will have jewelry, like crystal jewelry. The thing with Target, though, is they're a little pricey for like what it is that they're selling. And some of their stuff isn't real. Like, to give Target credit, if it is an actual stone, it will say on the little paper tag exactly what it is. Like, I've seen Labradorite there. I've seen rose quartz, sodalite, whatever. It'll usually say on the tag what the actual stone is. Pardon my very plain face and lack of background, but I just went to Target and checked some of those pieces that I was under the impression that they were genuine. And I gotta tell you, I found some questionable stuff at the Target. After I said nice things, they made a fool out of me. Some stuff is real. If you gotta get there in a pinch, some stuff is real. But you know what? Buy from Etsy. You could even buy from Amazon. At the very least, you can check the reviews and see what other people have to say regarding quality, because I gotta tell you, Target just made a fool out of me. But sometimes there are jewelry pieces that look like they could be stone that are not. And I'm gonna tell you, listen, I taught this to Meanie. The easiest way to know immediately if a stone is not real is to touch it. So this, okay. So this here, this is real. This is, a friend gave me this. This is real and it's really gorgeous. This is amethyst. Can I, like, so this is amethyst. This is real. But when you're in the store, a lot of times these can be plastic. Like I said, this is not, this is real. You want to touch it? If it's warm, it is plastic. It is not real. Crystals are cold to the touch. Crystals are cold to the touch. Plastic is warm. You'll feel plastic is like room temperature. Crystals are cold to the touch. We should make like a rhyme for that. Like you know how they're like black touches yellow. Are you dead, fellow? You know what I mean. But when you see crystal jewelry, to tell if it's real, you touch it. The plastic will be warm. Crystals will be cold. Another thing is glass. Glass will also be cold, but glass isn't always necessarily fake. Some stones are man-made, like for example, the blue goldstone. This is Meanie's thumbstone that I talked to you about earlier, and this is made of glass. Blue goldstone, they might call this silverstone sometimes. There's green goldstone. Opalite is another one. There's so many different man-made glass stones that still have the same properties. Oh, also, here's some other man-made ones. Here is bismuth. Come on. taking care of bismuth. Yeah, no, fine. Bismuth is really cool too because I think it looks like little cities or like a motherboard. Bismuth is really weird, but bismuth is it's lab made. It is man-made. Also, along with man-made are treated stones, which like I think this, come on, get in there. Yeah, there we go. This is peacock ore, and I'm not sure if it's man-made. I know that it's treated because when you see like that like rainbow, that rainbow is like a person made that. Like that's not nature made, although, come on. Ah, there we go. Nature can do some pretty magical, wonderful things. There is rainbow moonstone that's gorgeous, and there's labradorite, which I'm gonna like, listen, I have an entire bowl of labradorite, and I'm gonna tell you 100 times that I have, and like, don't make a drinking game out of it because you're gonna die. Seriously. And I cannot be held responsible for people who die making a drinking game every time I talk about my big bowl of labradorite, but we'll talk about that. This is not like photographing very well. Okay, so this is treated. This has like a iridescent shimmer to it. This I actually bought at Five Below, so that's another like very accessible store. They might not have those, but like in their little housewares area, they have a ton of like tapestries and incense and stuff. Sometimes they have crystals too. And now these are all it's called aura. So like usually it's like the color aqua aura, you know, aura quartz. These are all treated, and some people don't like the treated stuff. Some people think that the treated stuff is like even stronger than the regular stuff. I don't know. They are gorgeous. I can tell you that. They are really fun to look at. And really, if that's all that attracts you to crystals, then that's okay too. I have an entire bowl of labradorite. I'm not joking. I also have this giant slab that I was afraid would like break the bowl, but like seriously, I have labradorite in all shapes and sizes. Lots of little tiny ting-dings. Hearts. Look it. Come on. Look at, these are so gorgeous. Labradorite. Listen, I said I wasn't going to get hippy dippy, but I'm not going to get scientific either because I have no idea why this does what it does, but almost like, look at that. It's naturally holographic. It is so gorgeous. So when you're shopping, look at that. This one I got in London. It's like stripy. It's so pretty. The bulk of my bowl is, I bought a pound of labradorite. Now, these pieces are, okay, so I'm trying to like get my thoughts processed correctly. This is called flash. Flash. When you're shopping for labradorite, look at even this is like the rough side. This isn't even polished. Look at that. I love labradorite because it looks magic. it looks magic. Now, when you're buying online, you can't see what pieces you're gonna get. A lot of times, like, you know, they'll show like a handful or a bowl full or whatever on Etsy, and then they'll pick for you. And you can leave in the comments, you know, pull a flashy one, but I'm sure the person that runs the store is rolling their eyes because everybody is asking for a flashy one. So you might get some not flashy Labradorite that's just kind of gray. And that is why I encourage you to go and shop in the real world. I think I might have gotten this at like a show, like a rock show, like a crystal mineral convention type of thing. East Meets West is another, that's like a hippie store in the mall. That's like another real life store where you can go and find crystals. Since I started collecting, I know where to find them. Like, if there's a store with rocks in it, I know exactly where to go. Like, it's second nature to me. It really is. I wanted to talk about fakers. Oh, there's, as far as like fakes, I talked about man-made, I talked about treated. There's also like a thing where buying online and buying in the real world, like in the real world, you can kind of like compare and like look and inspect before you purchase. There's a lady that I follow that I'll put her info in the credits. She's got a blog and she does a lot of crystal like imposter type of things, to where people will often try to pass off cheaper stones as something more expensive, to where it's not particularly fake. It still has its own properties, but it isn't the stone that they are telling you that it is. Like, for example, I think this is lapis. To be honest, like, I don't know if this is really lapis. They kind of make out lapis to be a thing that's, like, kind of rare, but, you know, it also looks exactly like sodalite. Sodalite is very cheap and abundant. So a lot of times people will sell sodalite as lapis, lapis lazuli, lapis lazuli, however you want to say that word out loud. They are not the same stone. They look similar. They are not the same. It's not necessarily a fake, but it's an imposter. And I will steer you towards a lady that knows what she's talking about and can explain to you. You're also going to come across, as far as imposters go, you're also going to come across ones that are dyed. And some are dyed just like to be aesthetically pleasing. You're going to see these a lot. There we go. This is a dyed agate, which is dirty, apparently. This is dyed agate, and you're going to find these a lot in those home stores as bookends, and they come in pink and purple and blue, and it's just like aesthetically, it's not, that particularly I don't think has anything to do with healing or anything. But there's also stuff like this where, you know, howlite. Howlite is a popular one. They dye this to look like turquoise. This is not turquoise. If you crack this open, it would be white inside because howlite is white. This is not turquoise. A lot of times you will find this being passed off as turquoise. It is just a dyed stone. It's howlite. And howlite has its own properties. You know, it has its own healing properties, I guess, but it's not turquoise. Here's another example of a dyed howlite, and you can actually see like the white peeking through on the top. There you go. And you might be like, oh, Tracy Root, why do you even have something like that? Well, I get a lot of grab bags. I do a lot. Grab bags are great for beefing up your collection, especially when you're first starting out. And I have another friend, Bev, and Bev and I trade all the time. So something like that I would get in like sometimes in souvenir shops you'll have like a fill a bag. So it's like $5, $10, $15, however much. You get a little drawstring bag and they have like a big tub of different crystals. And I know I had Meanie do one for me when he was on a trip without me. When he was off wrestling. They had one in an airport store souvenir shop. Fill a bag. So he filled a bag of stones for me. And he doesn't know, like, these are not really great. They're good for kids. Kids like the dyed stuff. It's like, you know, aesthetically, they're fun to look at, but... Okay, so, when you look at my collection, I have hundreds, if not thousands, of crystals, and there's all kinds of shapes and sizes and whatnot. Most of my tumbles come from, like, my little ones. Most of them came from grab bags. That's something that you can search. Etsy has a lot of. Amazon has some. Always check the reviews, especially like Amazon is a place that you can order from, and it's great because you can check the reviews and see what people had to say. Watch sizing also when you order online. I prefer to buy in a store because there are imposters. It is an easy thing to fake stones, crystals, especially when you get into ones that are a little bit more pricey. And if you don't know like what price range something might be, okay, so you have black stones, and there's like hundreds of different types of black stones, and how do you tell them apart? This is probably obsidian. This is like see-through. It's a obsidian arrowhead. Obsidian is see-through. This is black tourmaline, which has like almost like lines. I have black tourmaline around my neck at all times. I love black tourmaline. Oh, jet. Jet is very light. When you, like, see, that's the thing. Like, you should buy these things in person. So then you can go, oh, you hold it up to the light. You go, oh, okay, probably obsidian. Oh, very light. Oh, that's jet. You know, you gotta put them in your hands. This is my, like, favorite piece ever. This is my baby. This was a Home Goods score. Black tourmaline is not a cheap stone. This was under $20 at Home Goods. Really, like, I feel like I shouldn't even tell you. Like, don't tell anybody, okay? Keep it a secret, because if everybody knows, they're gonna take it away. But this is a big, giant, gorgeous piece, and this sits front and center in my living room because that's where we spend most of our time these days. It's a very, very strong stone, and it was very, very cheap, and I'm very, very proud of it. You want to buy in real life so you know what it is that you're getting. And I think that, like, if you don't know what this is, people are like, why is that a burnt log? And who cares? Honey, I care. I care, okay? Black tourmaline, delicious. Well, not. Don't eat it. That's another thing. So crystals, some crystals are toxic. Always, always, always wash your hands. I know, like, wash your hands is like the mantra for everybody, but when you're in a store, especially, and you don't know what it is that you're handling, I don't think I have anything particularly toxic. Malachite's toxic. Malachite is a toxic stone. So some stones are toxic. Some stones are like water soluble. Some stones, most stones you can put into water. Some are water soluble. If you have a quartz sphere, you might not want to put clear quartz in the sun or the window. Some crystals might fade, but something like quartz, like especially a sphere, might turn into a magnifying glass and set your on fire. So be mindful of where you place your stones. They might fade, they might set your on fire. Who knows? But like, you know, be mindful. Some are toxic. Keep them away from your pets and small children. I mean, certainly you would keep your rocks away from your kids anyways. But rocks are also great for kids because they are science. This is another home goods score. This is a giant fossil. I got this giant ammonite at Home Goods. And who thinks there's actually real life giant fossils at the Home Goods? Another stone, like, okay, this I had when I was a kid. This is pyrite. This is fool's gold. And fool's gold is really fun for kids because, is it gold? Fooled ya. Fool's gold. Pyrite, lots of fun for the kids. I got this honkin' hunk at, this is another Home Goods hunk. Yeah, look at that. It's a big honkin' hunk of fool's gold. Pyrite, big fan. Long time fan. Oh, another thing for kids is, break your own geodes. That's a thing. I don't know if you've ever done this. I don't know how, well, yeah, no, it used to go like this. So you get these, like, this is a friend, my buddy Kate got this for me. Kate got me a lot of these things too, actually. She likes to go on vacation and get me rocks when she's on vacation. Thank you, I love you. Because vacation is the best place to get rocks. So, break your own geode. I have broken it. This was actually very difficult. I was at a friend's house and I was at Bev's house, actually. I was at Bev's house and Bev does not have a hammer, so. But how cool. And this is fun. So much fun for kids. Geodes is definitely like a kid-friendly stone. Here's some geodes. Geodes are a kid-friendly stone. You don't believe in the energies, you don't believe in healing, but at least they're fun to look at. I have an entire bowl of Labradorite. And while Labradorite in its own right is a very strong stone, it's also beautiful. It's also so gorgeous. Listen, you want to impress a girl that's into crystals? Get her a big honkin' hunk of Labradorite and make sure it's extra flashy. That is my biggest tip to you going into this holiday season, really. But like I said, a little recap. There are fake stones. And how do we find the fake stones? We touch them. If it's plastic, it will be warm to the touch. Crystals are cool. That's the thing that we could say. Crystals are cool, baby. Crystals are cool. Plastic is warm. I think I covered everything that I wanted to cover. Go to Marshall's Home Goods. They're good for kids. They're good for kids, not baby kids. You don't want them to put rocks in their mouths or anything. Yeah, wash your hands. Buy them in real life. Some can be toxic. Keep them away from your asshole cats. My cat's not an asshole. All cats are assholes. Don't you tell me. I know. You ever meet a cat? Asshole. Broads like to keep crystals in their bra. Ask them. Tell me down in the comments which crystals you keep in your bra. I want to know all about it because I have tourmaline. I have black tourmaline on me every single day. If you're not sure, if you're like buying as a gift and you're not sure like which stone to get, just think everybody has a birthstone. Some people have more than one, actually. I know my main, because I'm August, my main one is Peridot. This is my... Peridot is my birthstone. This is August. Also, August is Sardonyx and Spinel. Vinyl. Some people might not like their birthstone, so check. There might be like alternate ones. There's stones for all of the zodiac, and there's a stone for everything, really. So just like look into it. Some people might not like their birthstone. I know growing up, like I was like, ew, this like disgusting green, like I hated my birthstone. Turns out Peridot, there's two ways to make Peridot, and that's lava or meteorites. So it's either coming from a volcano or space, and that's awesome. Really, like... Diamond. Who likes diamonds? You diamonds come from space? I mean, I guess they could. I don't know. Whatever. You don't know me. If you're not sure, you can always ask me for help. I will help you. I will help you find rocks for people that you love. If you need rock advice, if you need crystal advice, please. The comments are open. So that's that. And really, listen, in a time where everything is like weird and kind of like upside down, you know, what could it hurt to have a little extra, you know, luck laying around? And at the very least, if this doesn't actually do magical things, it's still really beautiful to look at. So don't forget to click like and subscribe and hit that little bell so you can get notified when I do my run-ins.
Tracy Root had something to say.
Give the fluoride a rest, Beverly.